I want to talk a bit about mental health. Now during the pandemic, it's something that troubles a lot of young people as well. What do you advise them to do?
That's a very, very big
question.
Very big question. I would say make sure that you have a good listener in your life where you can share how you're feeling. If you have more anxiety, it's much more normal than not. I saw this study a few months ago. And this was conducted in the United States, but I think we can apply it worldwide. The rates of depression and anxiety disorders has tripled. Okay.
Wow.
So I would say have good listeners in your life. Don't let anyone tell you how to feel, but talk to people who will acknowledge your feelings as opposed to tell you, don't stress out. It's okay. It's going to pass. Or there is so much worse things out there. Whenever we do that, essentially we are giving someone the formula of how not to feel. Okay. It's okay to say to someone, tell me a bit more about how you're feeling. I want to hear more about that. Okay. As opposed to being dismissive of their feelings. Very important to have a good listener in our life. I would say don't keep away from social media.
Wow.
Okay. Keep away from social media. People who spend a lot of time on social media are more likely to have depression, anxiety, or an eating disorder.
And that's backed up by research.
Of course. Yeah, there is a lot of that. Exercise. Whenever we exercise does really good things for our body and our brain. There is a secretion of serotonin. Feel better. It's an antidepressant neurotransmitter. GABA. That sends inhibitory signals throughout the cortex and we relax. Endorphins that give us a high. And at night when we go to bed, there is a secretion of melatonin that helps us go to bed easier and the quality of our sleep is better. Okay, so we need to exercise. I don't like the term social distancing. I prefer the term physical distancing. Okay, or we want emotional closeness now.
Yes,
not social closeness, emotional closeness, not distancing. It's very easy to say, be optimistic, but it's very important, I think, to make a conscious effort to have more of a positive spirit. I dare to say, act as if, we're going to get through this, and we will get through this. Okay, stay in the present, focus on our relationships, and the danger of sounding very, cliche and maybe hyper optimistic. We are going to get through this. There's no doubt about it. Okay, but keep away, I would say, from social media.
This is amazing feedback.
Detox from screens. I think that's a plague of the 21st century.
I've heard about this thing, intermittent fasting, when they do, you don't eat, let's say, a meal and then you eat 2 meals afterwards. So you don't eat breakfast, let's say. And it's really good for your health and metabolism, etc. I've heard intermittent fasting with screens. So you don't see any screens, let's say, until 11 a.m. And then after that, you've got a window until, let's say, 8 p.m. And then after that, you close them. And you're not allowed to open any screens. Like, you do detox.
I think that would be very good. But the other thing that I think would be very important is to find other activities that don't involve screens. Okay. Because unfortunately, because of addiction to screens, people go through withdrawal symptoms.
Wow.
They don't. Yeah. If I don't look at my phone, if I don't check out my social media, or if I don't check my email, or I get anxious. We see this in kids.
Yeah.
Okay. So we need to start, and I think one of the worst things to do is come and impose something on a kid or an adult, as opposed to find something else that is even more pleasurable. Okay, to occupy them. Otherwise, they will experience it as oppressive. Now, as parents, as a dad of 2 11-year-old twin boys who love their screens like everyone else, sometimes I have to impose limits. But those limits we impose after talking to them. I want them to listen to me, not obey me. Mm-hmm. Okay, there is a difference between listening to me and obeying me. I don't want them to obey me because I'm the authority in the house. It's like jawohl, Herr Kommandant. No.
Yeah.
It's very important for us parents to be good listeners to our kids. Give them our arguments. We're going to listen to them, and then we will impose the limit, but allow them to move freely within those limits. Very important to do with kids.
If you enjoyed that, you can click the link in the description to watch the full podcast or listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and our website. You can also ask questions in the comments below, which will be directed to healthcare professionals in our future weekly episodes. Thank you so much for watching.